Good evening, afternoon, whatever. Welcome to the world of Q&Asa, where past, present and future of gaming kind of converge, kind of don't. Stuff happens. Today's been a frustrating one. But we're not going to let that bring the show down, are we? This is Q&Asa. It's a conversational show where I talk to you, you talk to me, you talk to each other, and it's delightful. Delightful it is. And it's all just about games and stuff, not financial results and boring crap like that. Games and the cult of Twitter personalities. We like to go over all the comings and goings and bullshit from social media and make a big deal out of it over here. That's what this show is all about. That's far from true. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to talk about games. Before we do, let's have a quick run through of how the show works. Conversation, like I say, if that's not good enough for you, you can throw money at the internet and make a super chat appear, which will get read. But again, that's not necessary. It's fine to just stick with the normal conversations or say nothing at all. That's fine as well. You've got a Q&A box. It says you bring the Q. I searched down the back of the sofa for the A, which I'm actually far too lazy to be searching anywhere, but you can stick anything you want into that box. And at the end of the show, we go through those one by one. So they can be questions, they can be, I don't know, just loud noises. Doesn't really matter. Just stick what you want in there and we'll have a little look at it. That's about it, really. That's how the show works. So, stuff's happening on screen. It's exploding. So Isla's been a member for 13 months. Thanks, Isla. And that's a small number compared to the Twitch membership that you keep running, even though I'm not on Twitch. So, very nice. Thank you. So what's everyone been playing? One thing that I have managed to do is play a few different games. Probably the same ones that I spoke about last week, but you know, it takes me a little while to get through things. So it's fine to repeat them, come back to them and talk about them again. I'm sure my opinions have developed further in the meantime, because I have been playing. Today in the afternoon I played Doom Eternal, which is awesome. Tony, you're still playing Hogwarts Legacy. That's good. Now I don't feel like I'm the only one that's taken ages to get through a game. How is Hogwarts Legacy? Have you modded it up? Are you enjoying it? Do you like Harry Potter in the first place? Do you need to like Harry Potter to enjoy Hogwarts Legacy? And Ina's playing Minecraft. Do you need to like Harry Potter to enjoy playing Minecraft? All important questions. On Twitch, it's your 37 month sub anniversary year. That's a lot. That's a lot. All of them you didn't have to do. You don't like Harry Potter, and you do like Minecraft, don't you? Interesting, interesting. Yeah, you finished Dungeons of Hinterberg. Please tell me. I promised Gamsley that I'd actually download that one and play that one at some point, but there wasn't an Xbox Series podcast this week, so I've still got time. I've still got multiple days to even give that one a go. Dave Max, Space Denizen, welcome along as well. Gaming with Passion. Wait a minute, Gaming with Passion, you've been playing Call of Duty Zombies with Wayne, Chronic and Dave. Are you enjoying it more than when we played it the other day? Tony, you read the books, the movies were okay. Hogwarts Legacy is for all gamers since it doesn't have heavy references to the movies and books. It does have some nods to the books, which is nice. See, I think the books are... Well, I've not read the books, I can't say that. I think the movies are bullshit and the whole universe is bullshit. So it being set in that universe doesn't add to the appeal of it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad game. Gaming with Passion, we were playing zombies wrong. I would never played anything wrong in my life. It's actually good if you play the missions. Wow. Yeah, you saw me playing COD again? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Call of Duty. So I'll come back to Doom Eternal in a minute because, you know, COD Zombies has come up as a topic. We played it multiplayer on Sunday. A nice little custom game, private lobby, just some team deathmatch and a little bit of free-for-all at the end. And that was alright. I had a reasonable time doing that. I still struggle with the knowing who and what to shoot. I need bright colours or it just takes me too long to pass and too long to figure out what's happening. But it was alright. It was quite a bit of fun. But then in the week, I can't remember what day it was, Gaming with Passion, you'll have to remind me. Gaming with Passion, also known as Demon Hunter, we played some Call of Duty Zombies. Wayne joined us for one as well. And I didn't enjoy that at all. That was awful, I thought. I thought Zombies was piss poor. And at that point in time, Gaming with Passion also thought that it was piss poor. But he's had an about turn. He's done a complete 180. And he's now telling me that it's my fault, that the game is good. And everything bad about it was me. Did I see that trailer with the 3-man team? No, Tony, what do you mean? On Tuesday, remember you cried. You did miss it, didn't you? You were busy. Yeah, so that was Call of Duty Zombies, and I found Call of Duty Zombies like ridiculously disappointing because the zombies were so dull. They were so dull, Demon Hunter. Tell me what's going on. Why do you like it now? We didn't. We went in not particularly knowing what we were doing, and we didn't do much in terms of the missions and stuff. As far as I can tell from Call of Duty Zombies mode, is you're not supposed to play it as a survival horror zombie game. You're just supposed to play it as a typical kind of extraction shooter, a Tarkov ripoff. And the fact that they're zombies is like not massively consequential. Normally in a zombie game, you've got two different types. You've got the like horror-ish games that play on tight spaces and tension, and like the zombies aren't necessarily threatening, but they are threatening. You might die at any point, and it's usually dark. It's quite creepy, and they go for that kind of atmosphere. Or you've got the other kind of zombie stuff like World War Z and Left 4 Dead and stuff that you still might call scary, but they go for overwhelming numbers of zombies, and they're just like cannon fodder, and you shoot the crap out of them. May get overwhelmed somewhere along the way. Call of Duty Zombies doesn't fit either of those molds, which is okay. Fitting molds isn't always a good thing, but it doesn't fit either of those molds. But instead you've got a massive open space with some zombies that are not very satisfying to shoot or hit, and then and that zone is like segmented into different sections of different power levels. So if you wander into the higher level stuff, then you've got equally boring zombies, but they make your weapons feel all silly because you shoot them and it doesn't do very much. Dave, watching me and Demon play zombies made you lose your mind. No, Dave, that was long gone already. So you can't attribute that one to us. It's not our fault. Is it on the cards for tomorrow? Well, Joe, it probably is, I suppose. What's with all the different names? It's confusing. Second clip is Tony. Gaming with Passion is Demon Hunter. And McGonas is Isla. Yeah. Yeah, and Stephen, you're like me. You just got your name there on display. I might try and come up with some fake names for myself. Spectre Divide is the name of the game. No, well, I've never heard of this, Tony. I'm going to bring it up right now. Spectre Divide. Hold on, everybody. If everything's working, I've not tested it because I couldn't be asked to test it. But if things are working, wait a minute. What do you mean? Why are you signed out? Shut up, YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. Don't be mad at me. Spectre Divide. No, that's not come up with anything. Oh, there's a preview from IGN. Is that what you're talking about? Spectre Divide, Mountain Drop Studio, Spectre Divide, gameplay reveal trailer. I spelled it all wrong, but that's because I'm cool. So, here it is. Wait, let me get rid of that stupid restore pages. Blep. No, we'll go away. Blep. So this is what I'm looking at, right? Spectre Divide, Mountaintop presents this game. No, I hate this. Decoys and stealth. One mind, two bodies. Cel-shaded, but quite like a bland kind of cel-shaded. Tell me, Tony, am I supposed to be watching this because you like the look of it? It's got a sniper. Oh, that reminds me. Joe, did Joe answer about Hinterberg? I need to know the answer. Joe, struggling for inspiration on what to play next. I get that. You didn't tell me if Hinterberg is actually any good. It's essential that I know. Oh, the decoy isn't a decoy, so it's got its like strategic thing. Do you remember the there was a shooting game that came out probably 2 or 3 years ago that had it was round based, but what you did in the first round would, like, it had a time loopy thing, so that would play out again in the second round and the third round, and the aim was to, by the end of the third round, have your looped run throughs the level all kind of come together to defeat the other team that were doing the same thing. And it sounded convoluted and like neat as a concept to try and add complexity to the PvP shooting scenario. And I don't think anybody played it in the whole world. It just disappeared, which is a shame. This one has, I'm reminded of it because this one clearly has its own like gimmicky quirk to try and make it more interesting, but I didn't really watch that trailer, so I don't bloody know. If you tell me that it looks good, then maybe I'll believe you, but I didn't see anything there that made me think, whoa. I never actually asked a question. The question, I did, Joe, I did. I can get why you would miss it though, because I do jump all over the place. Dave, why did me and Demon Hunter playing Call of Duty Zombies make you lose your mind? Besides the fact that it probably made you kind of nauseous from the Tomfa play, the Call of Duty, at least in Zombies, probably also in the other modes, it has a really weird way of locking onto your target, going extreme auto-aim when you're using the melee weapons. So if there was a little group of zombies and I had a Tomfa in my hand to bat them on the head, it would lock the camera in all kinds of weird directions. It didn't feel very nice to play, so I imagine that it wasn't very nice to watch either. You have a clone of you that gives you a second chance. Yeah, I'm not sold on that as an idea. I'm not sold. Shroud, yeah, I've heard of Shroud. He's a pro. Has he got something to do with this other game? Pro Counter-Strike player. Is that why you're enjoying it? Because it's had some design input from someone who you think shares your taste in games, therefore it might end up good. That would make sense. You never know, it might work out, but I don't think players, and even good players, necessarily make for good designers. Nonetheless, never mind, game is trash, don't worry about it. Tony, oh, it's trash if you have to buy guns. No, if it's like, if you mean like the way that Counter-Strike, or as I like to say, Perfect Dark Zero used to work, where after each round, based on your performance, you had to buy the weapons and stuff, same as Valorant. I actually quite like that. It's difficult because it means whoever is doing best also gains a power advantage, which is in some ways the opposite of what you might want to see, but it's quite fun. I like that. Works for me. You've made me more interested in the game, Tony, by getting upset at it. Now I'm going to bring up a new trailer because I hadn't actually seen this. I just saw it pop up as a recommendation. This is Wreckfest 2, which is worth a look because Wreckfest is a game that every now and again people ask if we can play it on the community Sundays. And I'm like, yeah, that might be fun, but it's not cross-platform, and some people want to play it on like Xbox where it's on Game Pass, and some people want to play it on PC, or I think it's also on Game Pass. Might even be on PlayStation Plus as well. But nobody can play it together, so it's a pain in the ass. Wreckfest 2 though, surely they're going to have cross-platform play. So depending on how it turns out, maybe this will be one for the community Sundays. Not a fan of the trailer though. Yeah, it looks alright when it shows like game stuff. Smash! Dave Max, so many things you don't know where to start. Like, start gently, because I'm very sensitive. Just tell me, like, sugarcoat it, pretend that everything was almost good. Give me gentle pointers for how to improve it next time and make the game more fun. Speaking of next time, Tony has abandoned me. He can't play games this evening. He will not be carrying me through any co-op experiences, so there's an opportunity for other games, eh? Best be on Xbox. Yeah, episode 13, the trailer that was playing right there was from the Xbox channel, so it will be on Xbox. It will be on PlayStation, it will be on PC. abandoned. Yeah, Tony, you said actually groceries are probably more fun. Maybe cleaning the kitchen. Which is understandable. These are things that an adult needs to do every now and again. I get it. Anyway, that's Call of Duty. That's one of the things that I played. And I literally speaking, that wasn't Call of Duty, that was Wreckfest, but the line of conversation was kind of centered on Call of Duty vaguely. And we'll play it again, maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe all of them. I don't know. I'm not going to become a plays Call of Duty all the time kind of person. I found the multiplayer alright. It's passable. I can stomach playing that with you lot when you want to play it. There's a Gaming Arcadia server, you nerd. Yeah, that's true. It's a Windows version. No, episode 13. I very specifically set up the Gaming Arcadia Minecraft server is you can play it on Switch or mobile or virtual reality or PlayStation or PC or Xbox. All of the platforms can get on there. It's just a bedrock realm of the official Microsoft fully supported kind. You never can. Well then, you're a donut. All you have to do, episode 13, is ask for an invitation, as it says on the Discord. You ask for an invitation and you can play. And I don't know. It's not Isla's private server, no. It's not. It's the Gaming Arcadia server for like 10 people at a time. Anyway, that's Minecraft. I'll be on there at some point in the near future. As I keep on saying, I keep on promising to play soon. I actually will play it soon. So yeah. So if you do build anything episode 13, I'm going to destroy the shit out of it. What do you actually do in Minecraft? Well, Stephen, whatever you want. The world is made of oysters. And you can possess all of them. Something like that, you know. Painful Discourse, not much time to play, but you're on the 6th chapter of Space Marine now. The game is okay. You think the sequel looks a lot more impressive. Yeah, it's quite old now, but so long as... I don't know, do you think the mechanics of it hold up? I know Tony's got opinions on this because he's played it fairly recently as well. And it was Radaz, wasn't it? Eradication was a fan of it. Move to a remote island and start a new life. After the fraying or before the fraying? I don't actually particularly know the answer, Stephen. It's not massively directed. There are a couple of goals that you can aim for if you want to. Generally, yeah, like for me, it's just a survival game. So I'd go in there seeking power, I suppose. Build stuff. Get tougher, go to more difficult places, get tougher, go to more difficult places until I die again, which is usually about 4 minutes into the game. Can you invite people? I can't remember either. Can't remember how it's set up. It was ages ago. You probably can. Yeah, you should be able to, but you tell me if you can or you can't. Just be careful, because if you invite people, then they might destroy your mushrooms. They won't. So, what am I even talking about? That still counts as Call of Duty. So I'm going to go back to Doom Eternal. I have been playing. You can only invite me. You can invite people to server. Yeah, inviting people to server is what you need to do if you want them on there. You can't. Oh, okay. Oh, then they're going to need to put the request onto Discord and I'll have to invite them. That's fine. Yeah, you won't be able to just hit join. You need an invite onto the server. I'm surprised that you can't either, because you had the highest level of permission that it would let me give someone, but I'm not calling you a liar, I do believe you. Surely I invited people. I've not invited anyone, no. I put on the Gaming Arcadia Discord server, there is a Minecraft section with instructions. I invited you. No, I didn't invite anyone on my birthday. your birthday either. Are there community games tonight? Gaming with Passion, would you like there to be community games tonight? I told you that, different place actually, it was quite specifically Sundays, but I told you you've got all the power. Space Marine is very simple mechanically. The only gripe you have is the takedowns you need to do to restore health. You're still taking damage while doing it. That's weird, painful discourse, because it's almost become modern design paradigm that while you're executing someone, you can't take damage anymore. Which Rise got a lot of stick for it. Rise Son of Rome, because that had lots of executions, and every time one flashed up, it would give you like 3 or 4 seconds of immunity while you went through your execution dance, and all of the other enemies would kind of stand there watching. So they might have been about to hit you in the back of the head with an axe, but then you engage another opponent for an execution and they just stand there waiting until you're done. And that, whilst that game got an awful lot of stick for it, over time it became quite normal. And now I've been playing Doom Eternal, which is like bringing it back to what I was kind of talking about. Doom Eternal has a lot of executions, and you're immune whilst doing those. So you go through your executions and stuff does keep shooting, but you don't take any damage from it. Whereas if you pick up a secret and you start admiring a little toy demon, you're not immune. You can take damage when you're doing that. But it's good, right? Doom Eternal. Apparently I'm like, I don't know, it says that I'm 13 hours into it, but I did start playing it once ages ago, so I don't actually know how far through my current playthrough I am. Further than I got the first time. And it's good, but it's not as good as Doom 2016, but it's good. Really good. Really good. Yeah. I'm going to play some more of that soon. But I don't like there are a lot of elements of the level design that are like, really? Really? You expect me to notice that? I guess I did notice that, and I've made my way through the level, but really? That feels like obscure navigation that people would surely miss all the time. Give me my yellow paint, and it's got green lights as its equivalent to yellow paint, but a lot of it is just very surprising. Like, oh, I was supposed to drop off the edge of that cliff and grip onto that specific bit of wall over there, and then I could negotiate my way underneath the cliff through other grippy points, and I don't know how I've ended up doing this, but I'm still making progress, so I guess I can't complain. Always out of bloody ammo though. Always out of bloody ammunition, no matter how much I upgrade. You have to use the chainsaw to get your ammunition back. It makes you use various... You could say it's a good thing that it makes you use all of the tools that you've got available, but I still prefer the Doom 2016 simplicity of charging around shooting stuff point blank with a shotgun. Joe, you love 2016, but Eternal you found annoying. Like having to match up the colours all the time. Some of the enemies you'd see, I'm just thinking, for fuck's sake, what do you mean matching up the colours? I'm playing this all wrong, I didn't know there was colour matching. Why are you matching colours? They're all demon coloured, they're all kind of flesh. Ah, no, you're going to tell me something that's going to drastically revolutionise everything about the way that I play the game. There are some green things. Nah, it's not even true. I can hit them with whatever I want. What do you mean, Joe? Space Marine is basically Gears of War 1, but only enemies can hide behind cover. There's even a train section. I do want to play Space Marine before the second one comes out. I've also got fairly big games on my list that I feel like I need to go and get done at some point. It includes like Starfield and Cyberpunk that I didn't finish. So those are huge games. I need to finish all my Final Fantasy stuff as well. I did want to do Dragon Age Inquisition before the next one came out. I got 50 hours into Dragon Age Inquisition, and then I lost my save file. I never went back to it. I wanted to finish that one before the fourth game came out. Now that the fourth game looks a bit cheesy, I'm less bothered, but still would like to do it at some point. Colour matching in Doom makes you sick. So someone explain to me. Tony, what colour matching? Why are we colour matching? I'm not colour matching, and I'm making my way through the game alright, I think. You get? No, I don't get it. Besides having to match like the blue keycard to the blue door, I get that. And the yellow keycard to the yellow door. classic Doom stuff, but colour matching on the enemies, it's not something I've been doing. Maybe that's why I keep running out of ammo. I just super shotgun and whatever they call the railgun in this one, I can't remember what that one's called. Ballista it might be. Kill everything with them. Pull out the rocket launcher for special occasions. Well, I'm confused by that whole thing. But it's I'm not a big fan of the platformy sections. Jumping to weird floating platforms and timing your way through traps and swinging chains and nonsense like that. It's alright. It's alright, but it's not as fun as Doom 2016 when it does that. Chronic Demon killed and extracted without Wayne in zombies. Oh, what? They left Wayne to die? Yeah, that's how I would play it too if I had the opportunity. So, Demon Hunter, are you serious? You actually think that's good now? See, I can't imagine that it is. I can't imagine it, and I want to believe you. I'm gonna have to play it again, aren't I, so you can show me how much more fun it gets, but... Anyway, that's Doom Eternal. I've been playing that. I'm going to finish it. It's going to be brilliant. I've also been playing... Oh, Final Fantasy I'm still playing. I've only played it like once this week. And I'm not in the most enthralling section of Final Fantasy VII Remake right now. But I'll push through that and get to the end of it. Because I do love me some Final Fantasy VII. No matter how much Tony tries to gatekeep it. Hey, Tony. No matter how much. And World of Warcraft I'm slowly figuring my way around as well, which is a dangerous thing to dabble in, but it's good. I like it. Am I streaming Final Fantasy VII tonight? No, it'll be something, well, assuming there are people around, tonight will probably be something more multiplayer like. No, Tony, not that kind of gatekeeping. I mean, yes, you're attacking on multiple fronts, trying to make sure that I don't have fun, but it's not working. It's not working. Because I'm still enjoying myself very much. Tony, look, I want Joe to explain this. You can explain it if you want. You can explain it if you want, Tony, but I don't think you know what's going on either. I didn't stream WoW last night. Would you... I don't know, would you be interested in that, Chronic? I can stream World of Warcraft. It's become like a background filler game when I haven't got much time. So, but I was doing some nonsense last night that wasn't all that much fun. I'm not doing the current content on it right now. Yeah, okay, Tony's lost and confused. He doesn't know what colour matching's going on. You would have watched. Chronic, I appreciate that. I will try and keep them going. Oh! My other story. So this afternoon, I had big plans for today and tomorrow. You've all heard like the bad news in gaming this week, right? If not, I'm about to give it to you. I was going to stream virtual reality today and tomorrow. And I was all set up. I charged up my treadmill, I charged up my feet, charged up my headset and the controllers, got everything all set. I was like setting the green screen up properly in my room. And my bloody headset doesn't work. This expensive bastard thing, not expensive in like Apple terms, it's not. Well, no, I need to check. It's not like I had a little look, you see. Once this was broken, I was like, oh, I wonder what the Apple Vision Pro actually costs now. £3,500. So not expensive like an Apple Vision Pro, but expensive enough, and it doesn't work at all. So now I'm stuck. Any excuse to buy a Quest 3. But I don't want to, Chronic. Like, I have a job now, but I don't have spare money from it like that to just go buying things. I'm saving up. I want a PlayStation 5 Pro and a new PC when the new series of cards comes out, and I want a load of stuff, to be honest. So, is that a new pair of sunglasses? Very effective UV protection. Yes, Dave. How did my Quest die? It just doesn't start. Hardware wise it's fine, everything's like in working order, but it won't start. Cool Mark. I will tag him on Twitter again, like I did last time I had a problem with the quest. But he didn't respond. He doesn't like Twitter very much. Nope. Probably likes it more than I do, but not very much. Yeah, it brings up the meta logo like it's supposed to when it starts up. Might play a couple of the first like tones of its startup noise, and then it freezes. And then it goes dark, and then it comes on again and it tries, and it stops at a slightly different point. I've been looking into it, and apparently there are two paths that it can boot. And if they're both corrupt, then you're fucked. So what it's doing is it's cycling between them, trying to find a way to successfully boot. Neither of them work. I have factory reset the headset, and it didn't work. I've tried to sideload a firmware update, or not firmware, the latest software onto it. It tells me that I'm already on the most current software for it, so I can't do that. I can't get it to start. But I like VR, and I haven't played it for ages, and I was like, right, I'm getting back into it. I'm going to do it Saturday and Sunday. Double VR stream, it's going to be brilliant. Did I try replacing the spark plugs? I didn't, Dave. I didn't. I don't really, like I say, hardware-wise it's fine, so I don't really want to take it apart. Joe, I always colour match everything, which is how I'm making such natural, unrestrained, unrestricted progress through Doom Eternal, despite not being aware of any colour matching whatsoever in that game. So yeah, I probably did try colour matching it without realising. Yeah, it just doesn't work. And it's sad. And I say I don't want a Quest 3, I do want a Quest 3, but earlier this year, Quest, Meta, whatever you want to call them, Facebook, announced a load of partnership deals and a load of third-party Quest 3 headsets that were going to be hitting the market at some point, presumably towards the end of this year, but we've not heard anything about it ever since. It's the same time they announced their special Xbox partnered version of the Meta Quest as well. And I figured maybe there'll be a third party that comes up with like a brilliant one that just does something novel. I don't know, better encoding for content creation or something like that would do for me, or extra like ducts to collect my sweat. That would have been good for me. I don't know, just like I'd wait until they had all hit the market and then pick the best one. I do need a Quest 3 at some point because the Batman game that's coming out doesn't work on Quest 2 and Quest Pro. And basically in the world of VR games, the only big company investing anything in it is Meta, so I want to be able to play the games that are coming to their headset. But this one, the Quest Pro that I've got, was like basically perfect for my PC VR streaming. I was really very happy with it, so I didn't want to take that sidestep to the Quest 3 until, you know, till maybe there was another one. I don't want to keep on upgrading every 6 months or something. I thought I'll wait a little bit and I'll get whatever's best at the time that I need it. Now this bloody thing's broken. Can't use it. So that's my frustration. When I said at the start of the show that today's been frustrating, it's because I've spent too many hours trying to get this damn thing to start so that I could have some fun playing some games. I've still got the PSVR 2, so I'm not completely without any VR capabilities, you know, but that's only usable. It's not quite, don't know what I'm quoting. It's only available on the PlayStation, sort of, and it doesn't work with my treadmill, which is, you know, it's taken up half my room, so I want to bloody run on the thing. Then I haven't watched it yet, but at some point this week, I think Wayne linked a video into Discord about the PlayStation VR 2 PC adapter, saying that it's basically useless. Like, adds a load of latency to the controls that makes it almost unplayable. So I can't even use that as a stopgap while I wait for. I don't want to use the PSVR 2 on the PC anyway. It's got a wire. Don't want a wire if I can help it. Doom color matching, you can't remember the specifics. I haven't played it since launch. You remember when you played Immortals of Avium, you remember thinking combat is like Doom, where you have to use certain weapons to stun certain enemies. So the only thing that I can think of that's similar to that, Joe, is there are a set of enemies that have like energy shields. It's not really color matching though, because they are the only enemy that does it. They bring up an energy shield and the plasma rifle happens to be good at exploding it. So if they bring up a shield, you plasma rifle it. It's the only kind of weapon matching that I know about. Either you're allowed to piss, it's not question time yet. So you go ahead. Besides that, it's not really color matching. Worse than that. Nah, don't think. I know Immortals of Avium has it. Have I finished Doom Eternal? No, I haven't finished Doom Eternal. So you played a fair way through it before you got upset by the color matching. I've done, going by the character upgrades, right, how far through the various upgrade trees that I am, I would say I'm at 2/3 of the way through the game. In fact, there's a special weapon in Doom Eternal, not the BFG, they've got something else, I can't remember what it's called. And you have to find 6 keys to unlock it, which I think implies that there are 6 main levels. I've done 4 of the main levels and missed one of the keys, I think. Particularly shit in the DLC. Okay, so the Ancient Gods DLC. I specifically bought that because I can't wait to kill the Ancient Gods, you know, it sounded really fun and dramatic. So I fully intend to do the DLC. But if it does have color matching for the weapons, I probably will get a little bit upset as well. I like Doom 2016. Run around and shoot stuff with my weapon of choice. Well, Joe, I'd say that's something to look forward to, but it's not. I'm not looking forward to that. Chronic. VR is alive and well because of the Yui Prey Dog mod. It means that the hardware has purpose, so it's alive and well in that sense. It's not alive and well in terms of an actual content pipeline or viable customer economy, like development economy, all the rest of it. But there is, so August 15th, there is a VR show. And at that VR show, you've got the likes of Endreams and Vertigo and Servios, like the relatively big VR studios. But you've also got Flat to VR. Flat to VR are the people, no, Team Beef are the people that did the various quest ports of Doom and Quake and Wolfenstein and all that kind of stuff. But Flat to VR are the ones that are responsible for most of the PC modding scene. In fact, Flat to VR work with Prey Dog as well, and they oversee all of the UE VR stuff that you're talking about. But also, so Prey Dog did the Resident Evil ones. But pretty much all of the good VR mods were handled or run through Flat to VR, and you find all of the setup stuff on their Discord and all the rest of it. And they partnered with Team Beef and Impact Reality, I think it was, to become a publisher of actual VR games on their Flat to VR kind of ilk, where they have official agreements with publishers and all the rest of it to bring old games up to VR properly, fully. And they are showing their first project on August 15th as well, which I'm way excited about because old stuff can be cool as fuck. Joe, the ammo is different colours and you need certain ammo to stun certain enemies. Not in the early game, you don't. The ammo is different colours, but that's like a visual indicator to help you know what you're picking up. So, like, red is the shotgun ammo. I'm lying. Red is shotgun ammo. The way that the ammo works, you get some containers on the floor that are like visually shaped and supposed to be apparent what they are. Like you see a big rocket and you know it's for the rocket launcher. But when you are spewing ammo out of enemies by killing them with the chainsaw, so when you're getting small units that aren't as big as one of the collectible things, then they are just coloured icons, like you say. And they are color-coded, but not in the sense that you need to use them to stun particular enemies, at least not at the point of the game that I'm on. And all of the ammos are shared between 2 weapons. So the shotgun's easy because you've got a combat shotgun and a super shotgun, and your shotgun shells will work on both. Your rifle bullets also work in the chain gun. Your plasma, not bullets, but your plasma energy stuff works in the railgun and the plasma rifle, and so on. I can't remember what the other type is, but have I played Blood? What's Blood? I have not played Blood. If I have played Blood, I've forgotten it. You're going to have to help me though, Gaming with Passion, because I can't just search Blood on YouTube. That will not bring up a trailer for a game. I can search Blood Game, I suppose. Wait there. Blood Game. From 1997? Are you saying this because I could play it on Quest? It's a PC game produced by Monolith in 1997. Blood Game VR? Is this what's happening? Ah, yeah, you can play it in VR. No, that's Blood Trail. That's different entirely. And Rush of Blood? No. Blood and Truth? No. What you talking about, Gaming with Passion? I've not played it, no. I'm not messing with Joe, Tony. There is no colour matching that I know of, or not at the point of the game that I've got to. It's Red Dead Redemption 2 on any VR. That would be amazing in VR. Stephen, Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 are available in VR via a chap called Luke Ross, who, I don't want to be rude, I disagree with his approach on VR. He doesn't bring VR controls to games. So he does some awesome stuff, and he's brought big games like GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Elden Ring, stuff like that. You can play entirely in VR, but it's still the controller-based game, so you can't, you don't have hands and all that kind of stuff. You just play it as it came with a controller, which is okay, but it's not my preference. The problem was, so he kind of launched his Patreon and career, if you want to call it that, which you probably can. He makes a fair amount of money from it. He launched his Patreon off of Grand Theft Auto 5, and then Red Dead Redemption 2 came soon after. But Take-Two are not nice. They are not one of the nice publishers, and they cease and desisted him and went all legal and destroyed all trace of those as far as they could. But it's the internet, so it is kind of still around. They updated those games to make sure the mods wouldn't work. So if you want to play GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 in VR, you have to get hold of specific old crusty versions, and an old crusty version of the mod that the mod creator is not allowed to tell you exists. So you need to go to the dark corners of the internet to try and find it, and then play it like that. Yeah, they did DMCA it, both of them, which was a shame because, you know, they're big games that you could spend a lot of time in. Cyberpunk, that's another one that Luke Ross did. Like, he usually targets big games that people would want to explore in VR. Has anyone played Nobody Wants to Die? Some people were talking about that. Some of you here must have played Nobody Wants to Die. Answer the question for Joe. I haven't played it. Gaming Passion, you just wanted to know if I played because Blood is really good and you want the game back. Yeah, I mean, if it was on... There were a lot of games from that kind of era that were on various iterations of id Tech, and those are the ones that Team Beef typically bring back many times over, but I don't know, not id Tech, whatever, like it is id Tech, but there was another name for it. Which I've forgotten. But no, I've never played Blood. Second clip, Forza Horizon 5 would be amazing in VR. Tony, I would play it forever and ever and ever, but you're just being mean by saying that. I don't know why you want to hurt me. Build Engine might be it, yeah. A lot of games on that one, but the... welcome, by the way, Remake Station. The Doom games and the Weird Triad game and like a bunch of other ones that you can get. Maybe it was just id Tech, I'm lost. What is the game in the background? Cyberpunk, it is indeed Cyberpunk, yes. Yes, it is. Blood had cool weapons. That reminds me, oh, there's so many games that I want to play and I've not got a VR headset to play them. There's one called Wrath of Aeon, which is a new game, but very much styled upon the old boomer shooters, and that looked fun. That has some cool weapons. I was going to play that one day. Oh, but Blade and Sorcery is out properly, and I was going to play that tomorrow. I was going to finish Asgard's Wrath. No, I wasn't. I was going to finish Arizona Sunshine 2 today, and I was going to play Blade and Sorcery tomorrow, and I can't do anything because my stupid VR headset's broken. Very sad. Let's talk about... Is that enough of the games? Nobody wants to hear about World of Warcraft, do they? No, so we'll move on from that. Let's talk about some of the various bits and pieces of news from the week. What we got? There were some like financial results. They were very boring. Financial results. As far as I know, it's just Microsoft so far, but that means the others will be following suit in the near future. Maybe Nintendo have put some results out as well, actually. And Microsoft was like, hey, everything's the same, or more or less, you know, we've bought Activision Blizzard King now, so all of our numbers are skewed. Isn't that exciting, everybody? And their hardware sales declined quite significantly as well, but, you know, gives a shit. I know it gives a shit. Gaming with passion. You want to see me stream World of Warcraft? I will stream. I don't mind streaming it. Same for Final Fantasy 14. They're quite chill background task games that make it easy to stream and have a conversation, unless you're doing the higher end content where you need to concentrate. If you're just doing the laid back grindy bits, they're very easy to stream and talk and all the rest of it. World of Warcraft is free this weekend. That is a good point, Remake Station. They've got a welcome back campaign. I don't know if it's just free for absolutely everybody, or if it's free for people that have played it at some point in their life. But yes, this weekend, anybody can go and play all of the World of Warcraft content. There's a particular quest line at the moment that is supposed to lead on to the next expansion, so the War Within expansion. And they're trying to entice people onto that little path, so that you play that and then you keep playing and decide that the War Within is going to be brilliant, and you keep going forever. The War Within might be brilliant. It's quite a big, bold project that they're working on, a 3-part expansion of maximum excitement. The content that I've been playing, though, over the last few days, I decided to go and check out the expansion that I missed, which was I can't remember what it's called, but you go into the Shadow Realm and follow Sylvanas and all of that stuff. And that expansion, I think, is kind of dog shit from what I've seen of it so far. Which is the reason that I didn't really stream it. It's kind of dog shit. But somebody told me that the most recent expansion, the Dragonflight one, is going to become the leveling experience when War Within comes out. So I figured I might as well do the one that I missed, have a little look at it so I can understand characters and lore and all the rest of it. And then I'll do the Dragonflight one at a later date. Stephen, does World of Warcraft still look like you remember it looking though? If it does, how is it still bringing new players? It does. So both, Stephen, both things are true. It looks, in technical terms, it's moved on drastically from where it was before. If you were to look at World of Warcraft as it was when it launched, side by side with today's, the differences would be pretty stark. You can ray trace all your shadows and stuff now. It's that they update the engine every expansion and do make significant differences, but they very much have maintained the art style. So you can look at it and it looks like it always has, despite how much they have pushed certain things. It is still very fair to say that if you were to launch World of Warcraft as it stands today and enable everything like ultra settings as high as it goes and put it beside Cyberpunk, it's not touching on it. It looks old, right? It's not touching on that, but it looks very different to how it did when it came out. Yeah, Remake Station, you're playing it right now. It does look old, especially if you happen to equip like old armor and stuff like that. But it is very different to how it used to look. And how is it bringing in new players? Like, it never looked good when it came out, so it's never been bringing in players by looking spectacular. It's got an art style, but it's always been focused on being performant. So, and I played a lot of MMORPGs before that one came out, and they were not performant like Warcraft was when it came out. They were not smooth to play and traverse in that way. You couldn't go across an open world without any hitching like you could in World of Warcraft. So they're like, it's very stylized, but also very cleverly stylized in that regard. It plays solid for the type of game. Even Final Fantasy 14 can't quite reach the snappy combat. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14, like, it is kind of impressive in its own way. It's deliberately slower paced than World of Warcraft, but it's not going to be as smooth, no. Final Fantasy 14 had a nice visual update recently as well. In Japanese, Tony, your gatekeeping makes me sick. You need to let people play games the way that they want to play them. And stop with this nonsense. So there, I've said it. I've said it, Tony. Take it on board. Final Fantasy 14 has a great story. I do want to play that one as well. I want to play both. Challenge is I don't have time for either, but I want to play both. Just James isn't here at the moment, but he's always playing Final Fantasy 14, and one of the reasons that it came into the Discord is that there were a group of us playing Final Fantasy 14, and it all fell away and nobody plays it anymore. But I still want to get through it. I had my family playing it as well, but I still want to get through it. Stephen, you stop as well. I'm not having this, or I'm gonna... There's no threat that comes with this. But one of these days, I'll see a perfect opportunity for vengeance. Yeah. 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 So, those are MMORPGs at present. They are messy. It's a difficult thing to keep a game running for 20 years. There's a lot of nonsense fluff in the way, but you know, I'm kind of enjoying Warcraft. I like the Shaman class, Shaman class a lot. Kind of want all the classes, but you know, games. What else is there? So, speaking of games that run for a very long time, Destiny 2 did pretty well, did it not? The most recent expansion, the last final shape, is that what it's called? I don't know, Dave Mack knows, he got it, but that was pretty successful for Bungie, as they acknowledged in their message as they restructured and got rid of 200 odd people and became entangled with Sony even more so than they already were. Thoughts on that, everybody? Bungie are a weird one because Sony bought them for a chunk of money in the face of Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard King and all the rest of it. They bought Bungie, they then owned Destiny and Marathon ahead of it coming out, and a third game that we don't know about. But it was pretty troubled, as we know, and Bungie made a load of redundancies. Can't remember how many months ago, some months ago, and it became public knowledge that there was a clause in the acquisition whereby if Bungie didn't perform to the level that was set in the contract, in terms of revenue and all the rest of it, if they didn't perform to the level that Sony had set in the contract, then Sony would essentially barge out the leadership team of Bungie. Sony would take all or majority positions on the board and essentially gain full control of the company rather than letting them run with any autonomy. When Bungie had to make their last set of redundancies and stuff, it became fairly evident that was a very likely outcome. And they put a lot into Destiny's Final Shape expansion to try and hit commercial success. It did hit some success. It was definitely critically well received. I think most of the Destiny 2 fan base took that one fairly well. But it wasn't enough. So it played out fairly predictably, at least fairly predictably from the point that we learned of this clause. Bungie's leadership team have been shunted out. Destiny and Marathon are still coming. Their third game that they were focusing on has been absorbed into or moved over to a new studio that Sony have formed to manage and look after that without Bungie's oversight at all. Tony, I'm going to tell you this. I have never in all of my days ever seen a worthwhile comment that started with but, ... Never in my life. And it's very, very commonly used all over the internet. So if you can find me an exception, if you can find me someone using a but, it's always someone putting up an argument that no one's making. And I'm not saying you're a villain here for using it, but I see the but and it's like, nah, it's never a comment worth reading afterwards. So Tony, you fell into it. You've done one of them. You've done one of them. But I get what you're saying. So you're saying but Bungie's independent. What? Bungie were bought by Sony a while ago. They were independent for a little while before that. But that's kind of what I was going to say though, is in terms of Sony taking over Bungie, Bungie's leadership has been a bit like murky for a very long time, because Bungie, obviously they were owned by Microsoft for a while and they bought their independence because they didn't want to make Halo anymore. And then Activision offered them a boatload of money to make a game like Halo, So they went from, we don't want to make Halo all the time, to we're going to make Destiny, which is, you know, an awful lot of similarities in terms of the kind of game that they were making. They went and did that. They worked with Activision. Activision are bastards, typically, generally, historically. For a very, very long time, Activision have been like that. But Bungie got in all cozy with them and monetized the crap out of Destiny 2. And then something didn't work out there. I don't actually remember the details of why they ended up breaking from Activision, but they bought their own independence, or they moved away from Activision in some way, got away from the devil to become independent Bungie again, to do what they wanted to. But they didn't, and this is the noteworthy part of it, is when they got their independence back, and I don't think they were owned by Activision, but when they got the publishing of Destiny back from Activision, they did not clean up the monetization. They did not make it any better than it already was. They didn't do anything to imply that like Activision were the problem with Destiny. They didn't improve anything really. They stayed kind of slimy. And then Sony bought them. And I say slimy, like there's the monetization side of it and engrams and all the rest of it. It's an expensive game. There's the lack of financing for dedicated servers and all their multiplayer modes and things like that always irked me. But they went to Sony. Again, not a whole lot changed. But when they got rid of people, they got rid of both of their good composers as well. So the leadership team was a bit weird. I don't want to cite Marty O'Donnell too much because he's turned into a weird, like, political nutcase. But he's very well renowned for the music of the Halo games. And the other chap, whose name I've rudely forgotten, their second composer, who was, I don't know who's responsible for what there, but also outstanding. He was let go in the last set of redundancies. And there was some acrimony around it. Like, neither of these people were too happy with the way that Bungie's leadership had handled the situation. So that leadership is now gone. Bungie are now run by Sony. And a whole load of people suffered. A whole load of people are gone from the company. I don't know. You know, the thing with the redundancies and stuff is it is bad. I'm not like trying to mitigate it or whatever, but redundancies, in terms of how hard they hit the people that are being let go, if you get a good severance package and good care from the company that are letting you go, it can actually work out pretty nicely. And they're saying the right things to imply that they are giving them severances, giving them bonuses, giving them consultancy and help and all the rest of it. So hopefully, and I say this with every kind of set of redundancies that we get across game studios, hopefully they're treating those people right, and some of them will come away from it in better circumstances than they have right now, right? Redundancy has been very kind to me. When I was made redundant from a job, it was like 4 or 5 years ago now, but it worked out very nicely. So hopefully it works out very nicely for all the people impacted. Hopefully it works out very nicely for Bungie and Sony and like the people that are making the games that we want to play. And hopefully not too many people, or hopefully no people, fall through the cracks and end up in a terrible situation because of it. Realistically, there's bound to be some people fall through the cracks, and that sucks. Anyway, that's Bungie. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Fair. What else has happened? We have Microsoft's fiscal results. Can't get enthusiastic about any company's quarterly financials. So those are a thing that happened. Avowed got delayed. That happened this week. Avowed has been delayed until February to give them the best, like to give them some breathing space with their launch. So this is supposedly a knock-on effect of Stalker 2 getting delayed into November. Avowed's launch window was November. Stalker 2 got delayed. Microsoft didn't want to release two big-ish games that close to each other and cannibalize their own kind of success, playtime, sales, whatever you want. Stephen South, we're not saying layoffs aren't awful, but in the gaming industry it isn't new. It's been like this since the start of the industry. Yeah, and it's been, I think it's fair to say the last year or two has been fairly drastic in terms of layoffs. So yes, the industry has always had its ups and downs. Yes, there's always been a lot of turnover in the gaming industry. It's known for staffing up and letting people go throughout the project lifecycle of making a game. Something's back. I don't know. So yeah, the gaming industry has been known for like not being the most stable of career paths anyway, but like actual shrinkage has been quite, you know, there's a lot of it over the last year or two. Yeah. So I lost what I was talking about. I don't know. Avowed, yeah. So Microsoft pushed back Stalker. Microsoft didn't push back Stalker, but the developers pushed back Stalker because it wasn't ready to go. Got its November release date. Microsoft went, we don't want two massive games going into Game Pass at the same time or whatever. Let's put Avowed back. There's also likely to be some run-in with Dragon Age and stuff like that. Crowded release calendar, apparently. I don't actually have that much of note in my mind for November, but it's crowded. So, you know, Avowed has been pushed back until February, which means the prophecy of Tony is slowly coming true. Right when Microsoft did their showcase, I don't even know which showcase. Tony's been saying this for as long as I can remember. Microsoft claimed that they had 19 or 11 bits of content, and at some point the number 19 came up. Games to release, things to release this year. And they were very slow to give release dates. So Tony, you can stand up and take a bow. 19 game. Where does that one come from? The 19 games. I remember the 10 or 11 like content releases, which included things like the Diablo expansion pack, and the 19 games was somewhere, wasn't it? Mostly know it from you though. Coming soon in 2024. Everyone counted. That's for sure coming out. Stephen, with AI, it's only going to get worse, so you don't see what else can be done about it. It's bad, but inevitable. Well, maybe. But now we've got Patrick in our Discord saying that he's not going to do game development anymore. He's poured so much time and energy into it. I hope he's joking. I hope he still sees a future for it and keeps making his... Like, I know for him he's looking at it as like, is this a career path? Can I support my family and all the rest of it? But I'm more idealistic, and I was looking at his progress and going, yeah, I'm going to play this game that he keeps talking about, like his dream game that he wants to make. I want that to exist, but obviously not at the detriment of his like health and happiness. So difficult times for the gaming industry and people wanting to go and work in it. I still want to make my games though. One of these days I'm going to make so many games. Anyway, I'm lost. What am I talking about? What are we talking about? That's it. That's the news. That's the show. We're done here. Let's do... By all means, shout out any other topics that I have missed there. Gaming is great. You hope it never dies. Gaming's not going to die. Gaming's not going to die. It's just slightly tumultuous in terms of the economics of it and the development, publishing agreements and all the rest of it. Ask 50 questions, please. No, we don't need 50 questions. The evening's not done. There are going to be some games. There will be something streamed, potentially a community thing of some kind. Don't know. I need to ask around and see who's available and what might be played. But just don't ask me to play VR because it's very raw and painful for me at the moment. Won't go down well if you start suggesting VR games. That's a VR game, Isla. I literally just said... Oh, I'm so sad now. That's painful. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I was going to make stuff and then look at it in VR. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's fine. Let's do the first question, please. COD, Tony. Maybe yes, there's enough people. I can borrow your Quake 3. I love Quake 3. No, but you have to play the VR as well, Ira, and you've not done enough of it. I can't borrow your Quest 3. Thank you, though. Oh, you mean to run around in Minecraft? Wait a minute, that's a lot of dots. No, question please. Or are there not any questions? That's okay. That's okay to have a quiet one. There is some potential that scheduling all changes again in the near future. I should keep my mouth shut because I'm not decided on things yet. Ask questions quick. Wait a minute, there's already a question up. It says, so Joe, what do we know about the PSVR 2 compatibility? Will it be comparable to Quest 2 and 3? What do you mean? You mean comparable as in like image quality and all that kind of stuff? So I'm assuming, Joe, there's a question about the adapter. The PSVR 2 has a PC adapter coming out on like August the 6th or something. So a few days. I think some people have started receiving it now. In theory, if you have that, it just turns it into a Steam VR device. Which means everything, all of the VR games on Steam should work. You're bound to get like the odd exception if you go back far enough, but basically everything on Steam will just work on the PSVR 2. Will it be comparable to the Quest 2 and 3? It's not wireless. That's instantly puts it a million miles behind the Quest 2 and the Quest 3, not being wireless. But besides that, it will do those games, or it should do those games properly. It should be like compatible with the whole library, and the PSVR 2 as a headset with its touch controllers is a very competent headset that can do everything VR needs to do apart from be wireless. So it should work. There were some videos from people that have received early units. I have not watched these yet to know what the problem is, but there were some complaints about some delays in some part of the controls. I think probably the hands, so the touch controllers operate over Bluetooth, and the people that were testing it were finding that there was a delay on the hands as a result of the Bluetooth connection to a PC. That might be something that you can work around. That might be system specific depending on what kind of Bluetooth adapter you've got or where it's positioned, or like quirks like that. But it's not super encouraging to see that people are having trouble with it. For me though, like literally, because it is just a Steam device, I could use the PSVR 2 with a PC VR game and play it on my treadmill, and that would be fine. Would work. I'd get choked on the wire and die, but you know, that's my chosen way to meet my end anyway. So yeah, it would work. Next question is from Stephen Southwick. Has everyone subscribed to Second Clip? I can tell you for sure, not everybody has subscribed to Second Clip. Second Clip is Tony's channel, but it's a Gaming Arcadia channel. It's part of our little circle. So if I bring up the screen, you see this is the Gaming Arcadia YouTube channel. It's very nice, and if you scroll down to the bottom and find our list, the Gaming Arcadia circle, Second Clip is right here. It's gone up to 11 subscribers. This is Tony's new channel that he's only just started doing a few days ago. There are more than 11 people here, so I can say for certain not everybody has subscribed to Second Clip. These are most of the content on here. There's a trailer, but besides that, most of the content here are little music videos that Tony have done, pulling highlights from some of our co-op and or community streams, pulling out some funny bits and putting them to a bit of music. So they're good, actually. Tony's doing a fantastic job. People should get on there and subscribe so you can see those. Also, so I really appreciate these because we play games for like 17 hours. Of that 17 hours, there'll be like 4 minutes where I look competent, and Tony manages to filter it down to like the 4 minutes. I'm not saying I look brilliant, but he doesn't make me look like a complete idiot when he's editing these things. So that's why I trust Tony. That's why I allow his gatekeeping, his language gatekeeping. Subscribe if you haven't. Watch those. They're funny. That's the end. Oh, I nearly pressed the end button. That's Tony's YouTube channel. Next question, please. Oh, it's Second Clip. Tony, T-Rex been giving the Steam Deck a workout, and now it's flickering when he leaves a game. Plays it more than you do. You're glad he's loving it. Will I buy a handheld ever? So flickering as in it's taken some damage and the screen connection is a little bit dodgy, or... Right, only flickers when he leaves a game. And that's better than it flickering during. So the Steam Deck has... I don't know, does it have variable refresh rate? Is it something going on with that? Either way, so normally my answer on a handheld is I have no use for them. I have no circumstance where I'm sitting on a train or whatever and would like to play a game on a small screen. Everything's changed the last 2.5, 3 weeks I've been having a job and having a lunch break with nothing to do. So actually, I have circumstance and cause for a handheld device. At the moment though, I just like watch a little bit of anime and relax for the lunch break. So I don't know, I could end up getting a handheld device at some point. The other thing that's happened, my VR headset isn't the only thing that's broken. My phone has decided that it's fucked as well. So, everything just wants to break. Pain in the arse, that is. Yeah, circumstances have changed, Tony. I may end up getting a handheld at some point. May have opportunity and cause to actually play games on a small screen. I may be better off just finding like a nice display just for watching things. I only get less than an hour to have a little play. But it's different to how it was. It's different to my previous like refusal to get a portable device because they were just no good to me whatsoever. Now they are good to me and I might use them a bit if I had one. It's not on the immediate agenda though. There are other things I need to get and sort first. Like a Buddy VR headset. Maybe I'll take my VR headset with me and use that sitting in my car or office or wherever I am. No, that looks stupid. Next question, please. Do you still reckon that the Steam Deck is a good choice, Tony? Or if you were buying one now, would you get something different? Next question, please. Steam Deck's been great for you. You would upgrade for sure. But are you, when you say upgrade though, are you waiting for the next Steam Deck or would you get one of the Windows devices? Question all for you. Here you go. Thank you, Painful Discourse. It's not an actual question. It's a little picture of a present. I'll take it. I'll take it. Said you can put anything you want in there and I would catch them all. I caught that one. And it has prolonged the show for 7 extra seconds. It works. Next question, please. Would I play the old retro stuff on Switch Online? Yes. Here's a question from Isla. Isla, is there a particular retro game that you are looking to have played? I'm not sure there are any like standouts that I'm looking to get to. Nothing from my ancient backlog sitting on there to play, but... Oh, you want to play them, but you need inspiration. They have the Zeldas on there. Yeah, play the Zeldas. Why not? You might like them. I don't know if you will like them. You need me to play. Yeah, like, you know, I want to play everything. Realistically, I don't know when I'm going to get around to retro Nintendo. There should be a lot of Nintendo stuff that I could get to. I just don't know when. So yeah, I'm totally going to want to play them at some point. Maybe I should just start taking the Switch. No, because it won't inspire you if I just play it in my car at lunchtime, will it? If I tell you about it, well, there you go. Maybe I'll start taking the Switch to work. Switch is gross though. I don't want to use the Switch in portable mode. The screens, like I say the Switch is gross, I don't mean all of them. I mean this one is gross because it's been used by 100 different children. The screen is not. And it's one of the original ones, not a nice fancy OLED one or anything like that. And I don't want to buy an OLED Switch right now because the next Nintendo's got to be fairly soon. Radders, you're taking your Switch away with you this week, are you? What are you going to do with it? Where are you going? Switch is... it looks so uncomfortable. I've never actually used it in handheld mode to know for sure, but it looks so uncomfortable. You can get all the Nintendos you want with emulation. Yeah, that's also an option, Tony. Like retro stuff on the handheld one is a serious consideration for me. It is. So maybe that, Tony, but I also do like streaming retro stuff as well, so. Steam Deck. I'll think about it. My first thing I need to do is replace my phone because it's crapped out on me. Go to Romania and you can do Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Very nice. Very nice. Well, not the Zelda part, the holiday. Romania is probably very nice. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I'm less sold on that one, but I do need to get around to that as well. I need to get around to that as well. But on the go, when you want to chill, retro games are so easy to hop on. Yeah, Tony, they do. The thing with retro games that can make them slightly more tricky is old games had save points, right? Save points are less of a thing these days. You can just drop out of a game whenever you want. So when I need to play on a lunch break, I need to get to a stopping point of the game. Does the Steam Deck have like a suspend resume feature? Can I just dump out a retro game in the middle of a boss fight and pick it up next time I play? The Emu Deck has the save points. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have played with a little bit of emulation on the PC actually, so that makes sense. That makes sense. I can do that. Yeah, maybe I'll finally... Oh, actually, there's loads of retro stuff I want to play. There's loads of retro stuff I want to play. Fuck it, I'm buying a Steam Deck. Don't tell my wife. Oh no. He's going to need to be home when it's delivered, so I'm going to have to tell my wife. What about Steam Deck size that I can pretend I've had delivered? It's fine. It's fine. I'm only messing around. She wouldn't mind if I bought stuff. Except that I did buy a TV fairly recently and I probably need a VR headset now. And blah, blah, blah. Next question, please. And Isla, if you see particular stuff on the Nintendo store that you want played, tell me them because I'll add them to my list. Sell my kidney? Why? You're always trying to get my kidney. I don't need it. I can afford some stuff at the moment. Vaguely. Radders, you got Astral Chain's one that I really want to play, but you feel bad about starting that one. Tears of the Kingdom has been on the need to finish pile for a while. Yeah, Astral Chain there's like a small number of Switch games that I've really wanted a better version of the Switch to play for a while, and Astral Chain is very much one of those games. Still don't even know if the next Nintendo console will do anything for back and pack. You still remember the treadmill buying discourse. Yeah, she's not massively pleased that I have that, with the amount that I don't use it. But you know, that's my that's my excuse to get a new VR headset. Oh, everything's so difficult. I love my treadmill. I want to use it more. I was going to use it, Tony. I was going to use it today and tomorrow. But the treadmill was different because the treadmill was from a time when I wasn't making the money to get the treadmill, right? So that was a bit of a negotiation on that one. Get it delivered to work. Well, I've only been there for like 2 weeks paying for discourse and I don't trust them. Don't trust them to handle things nicely, so I can't get it delivered to work. At-home treadmill is the best. No, Ghost Fixter, this isn't an actual treadmill. This is a slippy dish for my virtual reality, so I can run around VR worlds having a wonderful time. Which is a very elaborate way to play games. And I like it a lot, and I haven't used it nearly enough. What happened? Why didn't it happen? That's a very good question, Radders. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But it's profound and it's got me thinking, so thank you for that. Speaking of, actually, we've run through all the questions from the Q&A box. So there we go. That's that done. You feel like you do the same if you enjoyed VR games more. Yeah, I mean, the treadmill, the sleepy dish isn't perfect. There's a lot of VR games that don't work as well as they should. I actually think, I think it will work really well with UE VR modded games, but I still haven't done it. Oh, why didn't the playing it happen? Because my VR headset died, Radders. My VR headset doesn't work anymore. Useless thing. Chuck. I'm not going to chuck it because I'm still hopeful that it can be salvaged and start working again. But yeah, plugged in my feet, plugged in my treadmill, made sure this was all charged up, got all the games ready to go, put this on my face, and it just doesn't start. Do I like your question prompt? That's a trap of a question because I can't say no. You don't think I noticed the bottle that you used in the trailer? I'm going to go back and watch it again second clip, because no, I didn't use it. I apologise. Is it one of the many drinks that you've got me over the years? Because that's cool. It's a good trap. There's no avoiding it. I don't dislike it, Isla. But I don't... I said earlier, I'm too lazy to search down the back of the sofa. So... It was the first one. What, the gym? That's awesome, Tony. That's a nice little touch that only me and possibly Isla would have been able to recognise. Maybe my wife, she might have seen that gin as well. And I missed it. I'm an arsehole. Personal touch. I completely missed it. Now you've gone and made Isla mad. That's it for questions. It's 8:30 now, so what we're going to do is I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to go and munch a little bit of something. I'm going to get on the Discord and start talking to see who's around and wanting to play games, and there will be some games. I'm going to say in half an hour, so 9 o'clock UK time. Realistically, don't hold me to that, because I'm a bell end and I never have time for anything. Basically that. But there will be some games at some point this evening. That is the plan. All right. And I'm going to press the button. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show. Rip and tear until it is done.